It's a masterclass in songwriting. Like, songwriting should be about telling stories. Like, you need to have a middle, beginning, and an end, and you need to have a plot. You need to have a moral of the story. You need to have something. And Tom's Diner is really just a boring, rainy day in 1980s, early 1980s New York City. What's going on, everybody? You're right on time for another ride on the Groove Line with your boy Chris Stevens. Hopefully you all are doing well out there on this Monday morning. And today we are talking about a song that recently celebrated its 35th anniversary and still is relevant to this day for one reason or another, for a few reasons actually, and we'll get into those reasons right now. The song we are talking about today is Suzanne Vega's Tom's Diner. This song was actually released many years prior to 1990, but the remix version by an electronic duo from the UK called DNA gave the song new life and a new spin. So this song actually was done by Suzanne Vega, as I mentioned, while she was a student in college. She was attending Barnard College in New York City and came across a diner called Tom's Diner, which is the name of the song. And she narrates this rainy, boring day where she's going in to get some coffee, check out the newspaper. An actor died that she had never heard of. Turns out it was William Holden. And she's noticing everything around her, like maybe the dude who poured the coffee halfway wasn't paying attention because the object of his affection, who may or may not be married, walked into the cafe. And there was also a woman who was, trying to fix her stocking, but as she's inching up her skirt and trying to fix the stocking, she's got her hair caught in the rain. And Suzanne's just talking about, the rain's going to last throughout the morning as I listen to the bells of the cathedral because there's a nearby church by Tom's Diner. So that song she wrote anywhere between the beginning of 1981, well, actually later in 1981 because William Holden died in November of 81. So this was written in the second half of 81 or the beginning of 82. It was released by a folk rock magazine in 1984 as an a cappella, and it became a big hit over in Europe in 1987. So DNA hears this and they're like, okay, we can put a beat behind this. And they add like this little two-step shuffle that you may or may not find familiar because it sounds like something Soul to Soul actually did. If you remember Keep On Moving and Back to Life, that little sort of, that little 1-2 step type of deal. Yeah, that Soul to Soul sounds real familiar. But yeah, this song took over dance floors everywhere in 1990 and 1991. Well, I was 9 years old, so I can't say for sure because I wasn't allowed in the clubs, obviously, as a fourth grader. But I still remember it as being one of the songs that I would hear on those random Saturdays when I wasn't beholden to my mother's radio choices. Like I could switch to Power 99 when she was out running errands or doing something else or whatever. And Tom's Diner would be one of the songs that would come on. And I just didn't know what it was, but you just can't escape that. It is inescapable to this day. Like, I don't care where you are, who you are. If you lived back during that time period, you know that song. And if you've heard that song before, as soon as you hear that, it's like, yeah, I remember this. And it's just a great song. It's a great song because, number one, it proves that art has a long shelf life, because this was a song that Suzanne Vega wrote as a 22-year-old in the early 80s. It became a folk rock song a couple years later. A couple years after that, it starts to blow over in Europe. And then a couple years after that, these British electronic producers say, let's put some drums and a nice little synth behind it. And you get Tom's Diner, the remix. And it's also important from a technological standpoint because a gentleman by the name of Karl-Heinz Brandenburg, a German researcher, was trying to figure out a way to, streamline music. And part of his research was creating something called the MP3, which we all know by now. So he was looking for songs to test this new sort of codec on. And the first song he heard was Tom's Diner. So he used Tom's Diner in his research to create the MP3, which got so many of us through college. Those of us who were too poor to buy every single stitch of music we wanted, we just go to Napster or Kazaa or Morpheus or BearShare or any other file sharing service, or RIP to all of those, man. And so many of those just it's too many to name, and I use them all for music and other stuff. But just knowing that that song played a huge role in the streamlining of music, like taking music from the physical realm to the internet computer stream realm. It's a very important discovery, and Suzanne Vega informally is called the mother of the MP3 because the dude who was researching how to create MP3s used Tom's Diner in his research. So the song just has so many layers to it. And of course, the songwriting is masterful. Like Suzanne Vega tells a story. Like you can literally picture yourself in early 1980s New York City as this young co-ed is just wondering why this dude hasn't poured her coffee all the way. And then he sees somebody walking in and they start hugging. She's like, okay, let me get this milk while he ain't looking. And she's looking through the paper trying to find, the funnies. And then it's like, oh, this actor died. Who is he? Never heard of him. Let me keep looking for the funnies. And then she looks up, turns around, and she sees this woman, coming in. She's like, oh, my stocking. And lady, but your hair's outside the door. It's raining. Bring your hair inside. And her hair still gets wet. And she's like, all right, man. It look like this rain gonna last all morning. Oh, those bells sound real pretty. It's a story. And it's a great story. It's a masterclass in songwriting. Like, songwriting should be about telling stories. Like, you need to have a middle, beginning, and an end. And you need to have a plot. You need to have a moral of the story. You need to have something. And Tom's Diner is really just a boring, rainy day in early 1980s New York City, as seen through the eyes of a 20-something college student. Sometimes music and stories can be that simple. You don't have to have a grandiose approach to them. You just need to have a story that people can relate to. And everybody can relate to just being like, man, let me go get this food. And then you're just like, all right, man, why is this dude acting a fool on the damn corner? Why are these kids, running up and down the aisles and all of that stuff? Like, we can all relate to just the humdrum of our days. And Suzanne Vega wrote a song about a humdrum day for her as a college student in 1981, 1982, New York City. And some producers got their hands on the acapella, put a beat behind it, and it became a dance floor anthem. Go figure. Music is beautiful, man. That's why we do this channel. We talk about stuff like this all the time. And this is the type of stuff we're going to give you from day to day. So y'all be sure to tune in. And don't forget, our website is officially live now on thegrooveline.com. You don't have to type in onthegrooveline.wordpress anymore. Just go to onthegrooveline.com. Or you can just click the link in the description. That always works. So that's going to do it for this ride on the Groove Line. Thank y'all for riding with me as always. As I said, contact information and our website will be in the description below. I want to thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, tap that notification bell to be notified of all the new music reactions and reviews that drop on this channel. And don't forget to like and comment on the videos, because the more likes and comments we get, the more eyes and ears can be on this channel and the website, because we're a full service music thing around here. We are. This train is growing, and I want to thank you guys for subscribing. We're at 93 subscribers now as a recording of this. So we're 7 away from 100. So if you think you can get close to 100, and when I make the announcement, you hit me up and say, Chris, review this. You got it. If you think you're close to 100, so I'll probably say I'll limit it to 5. So I'll just to give a rough area. But after I make the announcement, and announced that we've reached 100 subscribers, 5 of y'all can reach out to me either through email or the website or Facebook or social media and say, hey, Chris, I'm one of the ones that got you to 100. Can you talk about this song? Can you talk about this album? Can you talk about this artist? I can do that. It's not a problem. So thank y'all for riding with me on the Groove Line. And until the next time we ride, y'all be good or be good at it.